Okay, then fine.
Okay, first we'll see what is Python. So Python is actually a interpreter language. Also, this is a high-level programming language. This is also having a object-oriented programming concept. So what is interpreter language means? So it actually runs on the runtime. As Arun knows that in C#, so when he is doing the program, when you are doing the coding, so you will first you have to do the compilation. So once compilation is successful, so then that will generate the machine executable code, that exe or whatever. So after that only you can run the executable in that machine, then you are getting the output. So but Python is it's not like that. So there is an interpreter will be there, Python interpreter. So for that interpreter, you can do the coding and you can run that code. So it will give error only on the runtime. So it will start executing it as it is a procedure language as well as it's a object oriented. So it will start executing line by line program. So then it will, if there is any errors, it will give only the runtime error. So that's why Python is called as a interpreter programming language. This is a high level language. Why we call it as a high level language means C# is also a high level language because that is the human understandable programming language. So human understandable means, so we can able to, whatever the instruction sets are there in the programming language, those keywords, everything. So it is the human can understand those things. For example, if there is a string keyword, if there is a break, so everything is the little bit understandable. So there is a meaning for break, there is a meaning for string in the same way. So that's why we call it as a high level programming language. So Python is also in the same way. Also, this is more and more easy way of easy and what I can say, like very simplified way of the syntaxes. Whatever you seen in the C# programming, for example, the best example if I want to give, so whatever, for example, if I give one problem to solve by using C# programming language, so if you develop it in 20 lines, if you do the coding for a 20 lines, if you write it to execute to get the output, so but in the same Python, you can get it in the 4 to 5 lines code. So that much simplified syntax will be provided from the Python. So this Python actually started after 1990. So before that, Java and C# it was invented. So before that, C++ and the Java and C# has been started. So these are just a theory. So anyway, if you go to the internet also, you'll get a lot of theory about the Python, how when it is started, what is that, everything we can come to know. This is the very basic thing we just come. We should be understand this. This is just a high level programming language. So object oriented concepts also most of the people know here. I think Arun also know because you have used the object oriented concepts in C# programming languages, right?
Yes.
Yeah, same kind of all the object oriented programming concepts we can use. And the design patterns also we can use the design patterns like singletons and adapter design pattern. Every design patterns we can use. So and Python, which are all the companies are using the Python? So let's search that from the internet only. So if you see 8 world-class software companies are using the Python. Google is using the Python. Even if you are if you want to become a AI or ML developer, and most of the artificial intelligence and machine learning programming are those scripts are written in the Python programming language. And Facebook is also using the Python. Instagram is also using the Python. So most of also in the main thing is Instagram is developed with the Python Django, which we are going to learn the web application. So that Instagram is developed by Python Django. Even Spotify is developed by Python Django. So this is not only the web application we can develop from the Python, we can develop the standalone application also. Standalone application, I think everyone aware of that. So that software we can install into the system and we can run in that system. So that is the standalone application.
Like window application.
Yes, yes. You are just creating an application that will generate the exe. So that exe you will just run it and you will use that. There is a window will open and whatever for example any login or whatever, it's a completely standalone. That is not a browser, any other dependency. It will not say, there will not be any dependency like. Yeah, in Python also there is a games also, there is a games development is there. Also there is a scripting is there. So scripting kind of thing, for example, if I want to say, so anything if you want to make automation, even in the testing, if you want to make any automate the processes, for example, there is a deployment when we develop the web application or anything. If you want to deploy that application into the server every day, so we can write a script by using the Python. We can write a script. So that that script, if we execute it, it will take our all the source code and it will deploy to the machine just by running a script. So like that kind of work also, in such kind of work also, so Python is very useful. I think you are aware of the Jenkins, Arun.
Jenkins, yeah.
There also we can use this Python script to make the pipeline. Means that is also a deployment thing only. So deployment one.
Okay.
I think except Arun here, Basavaraj is, I think he is not able to understand because he is just a fresher. So these whatever
Yes,
I am
sir.
talking too much technical thing, right? You no need to worry about now because you are just a beginner. Okay, so but just for introduction, I'm just telling all these things. Okay, when actual
Yes, sir.
class starts from tomorrow, that time you will, from the scratch, I will explain what is program, step by step, I will explain. So today, just to brief,
Okay.
I will explain complete entire thing. Okay, now for today class, you don't worry about that. I am talking too much of terminologies which you don't know. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So this is just an introduction I am giving. So how Python is useful, how Python is evolved, and all that. So which programming language you are already aware of that, Arun? Sorry, Arun. Basavaraj?
C programming, sir.
You C programming ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ. So here actually I need to speak English. That's fine, right? For you also it will be, language will be improved. Because
Sir,
others will not understand
English
English.
is comfortable having Kannada, sir.
Okay, at least you can understand whatever I speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understand it, sir.
Okay, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಕೇಳಿ, not a problem. Okay, but when I am explaining the concept, I have to explain only in English because others will not understand.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Not a problem, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like these are the companies which already using the Python. So nowadays Python is going too much of growth because that is the very simplest programming language. Also, most of the application can develop very fast. So Python Django. So these are the most famous application which is developed by the Python Django. This is the Instagram, and National Geographic, and Mozilla, and Spotify, Pinterest, so Bitbucket. So these are all has been developed by the Python Django. So Django is a framework. So what is the framework mean? So it is a completely rich library. So that library is completely specifically for one kind of, how I can say means So Django is specifically a framework for to develop the web application. So what is web application? I think most of the people know that. So whatever we are using in the browser, so whatever we search the URL, so we get the HTTP response and we can able to see the view. So these kind of things we call it as a
Web application. That UI things.
yes. So this is one application which I have developed in Python Django. So this is the one of the application which I have developed with the Python Django. So this complete front end will be developed by using the HTML, CSS with the Bootstrap. So I think Bootstrap is the CSS library. That is also like a framework. Bootstrap is the framework for the CSS. CSS means it will give the styles for the front end. Okay, for example, if there is some style, so also there is some floating thing will be happening. So these are the things will from the JavaScript. So those also there is a style for the button. There is a style when we unhover, some texture will be changing. So these kinds of styles we take it from the Bootstrap library. So there is already they have designed lot of they have already designed the buttons and layouts, everything. So that same thing we will use it when we are designing the front end. Or you use the front end, right?
Yes. I have used same thing. HTML, CSS with the Bootstrap.
Okay. Not with any Angular, right?
No. Actually, I worked in Angular for just a 6 or 7 months, not more than that. I'm aware of that, but I'm not. I didn't work the entire flow.
Okay. So not a
I'm aware
problem.
of that structure, how it will work. What are the components?
Okay, not a problem. So in Django, what happens, right? So how you are developing in the C#, so you are rendering the HTML pages to the front end, right?
Yes.
So the same thing will be done here also. There is a template. Inside the templates, we can add the styles, Bootstrap styles and HTML files, JavaScript files, everything. And each HTML page we will render as a response. So it is the
Okay.
Django web application. So there is a Django REST framework is there.
The framework. Okay.
So Django REST framework is for developing the REST APIs.
Okay.
So REST API means already you know that. So there is a in the server you will deploy that. So from the Swagger or any API documentation, we can able to see the we can able to see that how the API is there, request response, everything. So in the same way, there is a Django REST framework is there. So this is somewhat bit different from the Django norm. This is just a Django framework. Django framework is the complete web application development. This is the REST API. Okay. So this is also I will explain little bit. Little bit means because the REST framework also important when we are going to develop the REST API. It, for example, now I develop this website, but for example, if mobile application also if we want to develop for this site, so then we have to give the APIs only, REST APIs only. Otherwise, they can't integrate like this.
Yes.
Okay. What is
the IDE we are using for this?
Yeah, I will tell you. So IDE means first I want to tell you the IDE for others also. IDE means integrated development environment. So it's like a code editor. Also it is come up with the debugger. Also it is linked with all the tools and everything. So for that we call it as a IDE. So IDE we are going to use the PyCharm. So this is a two versions are there. So there is one professional enterprise version and open source. So we need to use the open source one. So tomorrow everyone should install this before the class.
Okay.
So I will share that link in the chat. Okay, this is a tool from my system. It is already installed. So in C# how we are using the Visual Studio, right? This is the
Yes.
same way we are using the PyCharm. This is the from the JetBrains. Tool is from the JetBrains. I think you heard about that. In Android also we are using that same JetBrains IntelliJ. So don't download the professional. Okay, there is one more option we will get. We will download. And this community version. This I will share. I think everybody is using the Windows system, right?
Yes.
Okay, for you. Basavaraj, which one? ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್?
Yes. Sir, Asus.
ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಓಕೆ
Sir, Windows.
ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಓಕೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ?
ಸದ್ಯ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದಾ, ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ನಾನೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದಲ್ಲ ಆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು exe ಫೈಲ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಬಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನಾಳೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 400 MB ಏನಿದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಅದನ್ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆನಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಲೋನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಸ್ಲೋನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದೇನು ವರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಲೋ ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಬಿಗಿನರ್ ಇದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದು ಕಲ್ತ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನೇನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, integrated development tool. So this is the IDE. So from here, actually, we need to start the project. Whatever projects we are going to create and execute everything, we have to use it by using this tool. So we have a debugger also. So we can debug the code by putting the breakpoint. We can debug the code step by step. We can check it. Okay, so along with that, you have to install tomorrow Python. So Python first we have to Python is also a completely free and open source. Okay, so currently we are having a 3.11 version. So in C# how you are using the version, right, for the
yes.
framework? In the same way for the Python there is a version. So now I think 3.10 I am using 3.10 actually. I am just checking whether 11.12 is released or not. Mm, 3.10.7. So 3.10.7, this is just like a version. So in each Python versions, they have added the, they will be keep adding the features.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one. First, we need to install it. So just go to downloads and install the Python 3.10 only. So if we go to
In the
Python
top
3.10.7, so for your Windows installer, you can just directly download and install it. ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಸೊ ನೀವು ಎರಡನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ನೀವು ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ CPP ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯೂಶಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರೇ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೋಡ್ ನ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದೇ ತರನೇ. ಸೊ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಜೆಟ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? Okay, so now Python version is completed, IDE is completed. Arun, you have any questions, Arun?
No.
Okay, Basuraj, do you?
Yenilla, sir.
So as you said, in Python, like only in runtime only we will get errors and whatever things, right?
Yes. Just I will show you here only.
Doing that build.
Yeah, I will show you.
Because in C# now we will do that build now.
Yeah, there is no build actually. So when we run the code, so it will not compile, it will directly start executing.
Okay.
So that is the Python interpreter. So this is the Python interpreter. Okay. So means line by line you can execute it. For example, I will just execute this line. Just I will execute one print statement.
Okay.
So I just executed one line code. Okay. Usually what you have to do in C#, if you want to execute one line code, you have to write this code in one file and you have to compile it first.
Yes.
By using the compilation step. After compilation only you can execute the code.
Correct.
Okay, but here what is this? Is the interpreter. Directly I am giving this first one line instruction. It is executing this and it is giving the output.
Okay, there is no compiler here. Directly it will do the execution.
Yes, that we call it as a interpreter.
Okay.
Yeah, even for example, this line I will execute. So this is executed. Just importing means this is just to import that library.
Okay.
Everything we will come to know tomorrow. From tomorrow class, we will start the programming, actual programming language. Also, how to create the virtual environment, everything we will come to.
Okay.
Okay. So anything in the about the Python you want to ask? Python related, work related, anything you want to ask?
Right now, no.
Okay. So our Nimmarobro, from your side, one more guy, she is not joined, right?
I think still she is not joined. Actually, I called her. She said she is in travel. Actually, you know Padma Priya. You remember Padma Priya? One of my teammates.
Maybe
I
I
think you.
forgot.
You also, I think you spoke with her, I guess. So.
Okay, okay.
Actually, she's tomorrow her marriage.
Who?
So,
That girl
so
marriage,
all,
okay?
yeah. So all of my colleagues went there.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I came to my hometown, but her marriage, they are on the way actually to home. So that's why I think she said she is in travel. That one
Okay,
more
okay.
Narmada.
Okay,
She's
okay.
coming.
Anyway, I have recorded this call. I will put it in
Okay.
the YouTube, okay? So you just
Okay.
share, I will give that link, YouTube link. So you
Okay.
just share to her, let her go through the thing, introduction, whatever I have
Okay.
explained. So tomorrow we'll discuss. If you have any questions or doubts, we'll go through that.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is the main thing in the just a Python programming. Even C++ also we have seen the programming language. It executes line by line. In C++ we get the object-oriented concept. So in the Python also this is the same, but it will be very simplified syntaxes. When we are going through that, so we will come to know the difference. Okay. So what and all I have covered in this means, so Python, first I will complete the complete programming language, Python programming language, along with the object-oriented concept. Okay, so after that complete Python programming language, I will do the Django web application development. So once you learn the complete Django web application development, so you can able to develop the any application like this.
Okay.
Okay. So after that also.
So this and all completely we have designed in HTML, right?
Front end is actually HTML. HTML with the this is design I have developed with the Bootstrap, CSS Bootstrap.
Okay. That I got it. So that coding structure, whatever the class we are calling entire will be in HTML tag.
No. It will be in complete Python.
Python tag. Okay.
Yeah, you can able to see settings start here. So actually from tomorrow I will start. Actually first I will start Python actually. Once we complete the Python programming, then the code structure in Django, everything we will come to know. Even if I tell now, so you will also get confused.
Confused. Okay.
So first, for you also it is a first time, right? Python. Before also you have never seen that.
No, I never seen this. This is the first time.
Okay. So then we'll completely learn that complete Python programming. So then we will see the Django development. So this is actually the actual programming, application development will start when we start doing the Django by using the Django framework. Until that is just like how plain Java C# programming you are executing the program and you are seeing, right? Like for example, in sorting, searching kind of search numbers or sorting the numbers, such kind of things you will just developing the code. You will be practicing the C# coding. So the same thing we need to practice first Python programming. So then we will go the web application development.